Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the exciting world of Throne and Liberty, specifically focusing on the weapon combos you can use to dominate your foes. Now, we all know that MMORPGs often stick to the classic roles: tank, healer, melee DPS, and range DPS. But here's where it gets fun. Throne and Liberty lets you mix and match 7 unique weapons, giving you a whopping 21 different combos to explore. That means you can customize your playstyle to fit your personality, whether you're slashing up close or raining destruction from afar. But hold up, before you get too carried away with all those weapon options, let's talk strategy. Upgrading and enchanting your gear can get pretty pricey as you progress, so it's super important to choose the right combos early on. Trust me, you don't want to be stuck with a weapon that just doesn't gel with your gameplay style later down the line. So, stick around as we break down the best weapon combinations to focus on before you start pouring your hard-earned resources into those upgrades. Let's get into it and help you build the ultimate weapon loadout. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The weapon combos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Sentinel, Raider, Paladin, and Fury. Alright, let's dive into some of the D tier weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. You know, the ones that just don't quite hit the mark. Picture this: 2 pumpkins chilling next to a rocky path in a forest, and one of them has this adorable anime face. Cute, right? But unfortunately, some of these weapon combos are anything but charming. First up, we have the Sentinel, which pairs a staff with a greatsword. Now, don't get me wrong, both weapons pack a serious punch when used alone, delivering high burst damage. But together, not so much. They struggle with mobility and survivability, leaving you vulnerable when the heat is on. You'd think with all that damage potential, you'd be running circles around your foes, but sadly, this combo just falls flat. If you want to really shine in combat, you might want to consider a different setup. Next on our list is the Raider, combining a sword with a crossbow. This combo sounds great in theory, but in practice, it's a bit of a mess. You get limited protection and damage, not to mention a total lack of AoE potential. In PvE environments, it doesn't really pull its weight, and when you take it into PvP, forget about it. This setup can't even hold its own on the front lines, making it best to steer clear of this one if you want to stay in the game. Now let's talk about the Paladin, which throws together a greatsword and a wand. While you might think this would create a balanced fighter, the conflicting playstyles just hinder its effectiveness. You've got bursts of damage and debuffs on one hand, but then you throw in healing and crowd control on the other. It's like trying to juggle watermelons while riding a unicycle. The overall damage output suffers, and you'll find yourself lacking the mobility to escape when things get dicey. Seriously, there are much better combos out there that will actually support your role. Last but not least is the Fury, featuring a crossbow and a wand. If you're looking for synergy, you won't find it here. This combo lacks utility in both healing and DPS roles, making it a tough sell for PvE. You might be able to spam some crowd control debuffs, but good luck with single target burst damage. You'll often find yourself caught in a bind, unable to fulfill either role effectively. In short, this setup leads to a lot of frustration when you could be maximizing your DPS and healing potential. So there you have it. These D tier combos are definitely ones to avoid if you want to make a real impact in Throne and Liberty. Stick to the better weapon combinations, and you'll be well on your way to conquering the battlefield. Happy gaming, everyone! The weapon combos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Warden, Disciple, and Ranger. Alright folks, let's dive into some C tier weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. Now, these combos might not win any awards, but they can still be fun to play with if you're looking for something a bit different. So, buckle up as we explore these options. First up, we have the Warden combo, featuring the classic sword paired with a longbow. It's a classic combination that brings some long-range damage to the table, along with the dash of defensive utility. However, the synergy just isn't there. You might find yourself wishing for a bit more oomph, especially when taking on theater foes in PvE or PvP. The damage output tends to fall flat, and if you're looking for solid protection, you might want to steer clear of this combo. Still, if you enjoy the feel of a sword in close combat while keeping an eye on enemies from a distance, it can be a fun playstyle. Next, let's talk about the Disciple with the Staff and Sword combo. This setup offers decent tanking and support, making it a solid choice for those who enjoy crowd control. However, it suffers from low overall damage output. The range differences between the staff and sword make it a bit of a juggling act, preventing you from fully capitalizing on the strengths of either weapon. While it does have some utility and can keep enemies at bay, it just doesn't stack up in competitive scenarios. It's a good option for support roles, but if you're looking to dish out some serious damage, you might want to look elsewhere. And finally, we have the Ranger combo featuring the Greatsword and Longbow. Now, you might think this sounds like a high damage combo, but hold your horses. While both weapons can dish out some serious hurt, they just don't mesh well together. The lack of synergy and complementary passives makes it tough for new players, especially in PvE situations. You'll find yourself struggling to keep up with damage output and survivability, which can be a real bummer when facing off against tougher enemies. It's a shame because both weapons are fun to use individually, but when combined, they leave much to be desired. So there you have it. These C-tier weapon combos might not be the best of the best, but they can offer some entertaining gameplay if you're willing to embrace their quirks. Remember, it's all about having fun and trying out different playstyles in Throne and Liberty. Who knows, you might just discover a hidden gem among these C-tier options. The weapon combos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Berserker, Battle Weaver, and Dark Blighter. Sure, let's dive into the exciting world of B-tier weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. These combinations may not be the top dogs of the tier list, but they definitely bring their own unique flair and competitive edge to the game. So, let's break them down and see what they have to offer. First up, we have the Berserker, a fierce combination of a sword and daggers. This setup is all about being a solid tank, allowing you to soak up damage while dishing out some respectable hits. Now, it might not compete with the higher tier tanks when it comes to damage per second, DPS, or versatility, but it's got some charm. In PvE, it can feel a bit limited with its lower DPS potential, but don't underestimate it in PvP. The Berserker shines with its tankiness, evasion, and mobility, making it a resilient choice that can outlast opponents in a brawl. If you like getting up close and personal while still being able to take a hit, this combo might just be your jam. Next, we have the Battle Weaver, a dynamic duo of a staff and crossbow. This combination packs a punch with its burst potential and decent AoE damage. However, it does come with a bit of a learning, especially if you're aiming for sustained damage over time. The real magic happens when you combine the crossbow's single target focus with the staff's area damage. This setup is fantastic for players who enjoy controlling zones from a distance. Just a heads up though, the range difference between the two weapons might pose some challenges, especially for newcomers, but when you get the hang of it, you'll be weaving through battles like a pro, dominating in small-scale PvP. Now, let's talk about the Dark Blighter, which pairs a wand with daggers for a more support-oriented approach. This combo shines with decent burst damage while giving you multiple escape options, which is super handy in a tight spot. The self-healing capabilities allow you to stay in the fight longer, making it a fantastic choice for those looking to harass enemies with crowd control and debuffs. It's particularly effective against low HP mobs in open world PvE, giving you that edge when you're grinding through content. While it may lack the raw damage output of other builds, its adaptability between ranged and melee styles is invaluable in both large and small-scale PvP scenarios. So, if you're looking for competitive options in B tier that still hold their ground in both PvE and PvP, these weapon combos might just be what you need. Whether you prefer the tanky resilience of the Berserker, the zone control of the Battle Weaver, or the versatility of the Dark Blighter, each combination offers something unique to spice up your gameplay. Remember, it's all about finding the right fit for your playstyle and having fun while you're at it. Now, let's see how these combos hold up in the arena. The weapon combos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Liberator, Seeker, Scorpion, Spellblade, Spellblade, Infiltrator, Scout, and Ravager. Sure, let's dive into some exciting A-tier weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. These combos have distinct roles and can handle just about anything the game throws at you, making them perfect for any type of content. Let's break down what makes each one special. First up, we have the Liberator, a powerful duo of staff and longbow. This combo shines as a long-range DPS build, dishing out incredible damage while also providing some fantastic AoE capabilities. The real beauty here is the party buffs. These can significantly enhance your team's performance. Whether you're taking on PvE or engaging in large-scale PvP, the Liberator offers powerful skills that synergize beautifully, reducing cooldowns and maximizing your damage output. Just be careful in smaller PvP skirmishes, this combo might lack some defensive options. Next, we've got the Seeker, featuring the longbow and wand combo. This one takes the classic healer role and spices it up with some crowd control and team DAPS boosts. Perfect for dungeons, the Seeker specializes in healing, both burst and sustained. You'll want this one on your team for PvE and PvP content alike. While it doesn't focus heavily on damage, the utility and support this combo provides are invaluable. Trust me, when you're in a tight spot, a Seeker can be a game changer. Now, let's talk about the Scorpion, which combines the crossbow and the daggers. This setup is all about high single target burst damage, making it an excellent choice for boss fights and mob clearing. The Scorpion utilizes multi-hit attacks and can stack Thundercloud for explosive damage, making it a top pick for PvE content. In PvP, this combo shines in small-scale battles, offering high mobility, stealth, and burst potential. You'll have the ability to pick off low-health targets and make a quick getaway when things heat up. Then we have the Spellblade, a classic mix of staff and daggers. If you're looking for impressive damage output and mobility, look no further. The synergy between the staff's AoE skills and the dagger's passives creates a smooth, effective gameplay experience. Players can clear content effortlessly with this combo. Plus, the dagger's speed and stealth allow for quick eliminations of low health targets, followed by a swift retreat if needed. It's a perfect balance of offense and evasion, making it super fun to play. Now, let's not forget the Infiltrator. This combo of longbow and daggers embraces a fast-paced assassin playstyle. With high damage combos and excellent mobility, you'll feel like a shadow lurking on the battlefield. The ability to utilize stealth for surprise attacks adds a whole new layer of strategy. While it lacks AoE capabilities and may struggle against groups of enemies, the consistent DPS and team buffs make it a solid choice for most PvE content. Just be aware that it might not hit as hard as the bow and staff combo, but it definitely keeps the adrenaline pumping. Up next, we have the Scout, featuring the longbow and crossbow combo. This one's all about delivering consistent DPS with low cooldown skills. You can adopt a mobile hit and run playstyle or a stationary approach for maximum damage against those high HP bosses. The Scout excels in PvE dungeons, providing strong DPS and cooldown reduction for the team. However, its effectiveness in PvP can be a bit limited, as it relies on mid-range mobility and lacks crowd control options. Still, if you play it right, you can absolutely dominate in PvE. Lastly, let's check out the Ravager with the greatsword and daggers. This combo is all about offense, boasting excellent burst damage and strong utility. It truly thrives in melee combat, leveraging mobility and multiple crowd control options to dominate small-scale PvP battles. However, watch out in larger fights. The Ravager can be overwhelmed if you're not careful. Overall, it's a thrilling combo that keeps the excitement alive. So, there you have it. Each of these A-tier weapon combos in Throne and Liberty brings something unique to the table. Whether you're looking for high DPS, healing support, or burst damage, pick one that fits your playstyle and get ready to conquer whatever challenges come your way. The weapon combos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Crusader, Templar, and Invocator. Alright, let's dive into some of the most powerful weapon combos in Throne and Liberty. If you're looking to dominate in both PvE and PvP, these S-tier combos are where it's at. Let's break down what makes each of them stand out and how they can elevate your gameplay. First up, we have the Crusader combo with the sword and greatsword. This build is the ultimate tank setup, boasting insane durability. You'll be the frontline hero in every group, soaking up damage like a pro while providing excellent crowd control. Plus, when it comes to AoE farming, you'll be mowing down mobs faster than you can say, level up. With abilities that boost health and reduce cooldowns, you'll not only be a tough nut to crack, but also increase your party's overall damage. Trust me, this combo is a must-have for those intense dungeon runs and group activities. Next, let's talk about the Templar, which combines the sword and wand. This combo is super versatile. It brings together tanking and healing into one powerhouse build. While it might not dish out the highest damage, the Templar compensates with high survivability and exceptional support capabilities for you and your teammates. It's perfect for those challenging group dungeons where you need to keep everyone alive and kicking. So, if you want to be the glue that holds your team together, this combo is definitely your best bet. Now, if you're feeling a little spicy and want to pack a punch while still keeping the healing vibes, check out the Invocator with a staff and wand. This is where DPS meets healing, making it an absolute beast in group content and AoE farming scenarios. You'll be spamming those powerful AoE abilities like there's no tomorrow, clearing out groups of enemies effortlessly. And don't forget about its unique defensive skills. This combo keeps you alive even in the heat of battle, making it a solid choice for both PvE and PvP scenarios. So there you have it. These S-tier weapon combos are your ticket to greatness in Throne and Liberty. Whether you want to be the unbreakable tank, the reliable support, or the damage-dealing healer, there's a combo here for you. So gear up, get out there and show the world what you're made of. Happy gaming! The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.